Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Unacademy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Success Sampath interacting with you. Do you want to become IAS, IPS, IFS? Ladies and gentlemen, we Unacademy, with top educators of India and meticulously designed quality content, we are waiting for you, waiting to shape you. Once you enroll yourself in Unacademy, ladies and gentlemen, you will undergo a great learning experience. You know very well about Unacademy. This is India's largest and the best online education platform. And the benefits you are likely to get once you enroll yourself, of course, you got daily live classes, structured courses, live tests, quiz programs, even unlimited access. When I say daily live classes, you can chat with your educator, engage in all-round discussions, and you can also ask your, that all genuine doubts and participate in the answer polls. All these things you can do when the session's going on. And you got structured courses, I said. Yes, it's based on complete, UPSC examination pattern as well as syllabus so that you never get deviated from the expected framework. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, we also, have evaluating mechanism because it's not knowing the stuff, knowing to deliver the stuff. Delivery matters. When that is the scenario, you might be aware, we conduct regular mock tests and quiz programs. Yes, not only that, you get detailed analysis based on your performance. You come to know where you are strong, where you are weak, and you got unlimited access. Especially, ladies and gentlemen, you know that once you enroll yourself in Unacademy, you've got unlimited access to live and recorded videos, and you can learn from anywhere, anytime, irrespective of your places. And not only that, even devices. It could be your mobile phone, laptop, and desktop. It is German. It is that way. What you have to do for that, please download Unacademy Learning app immediately, whether it is Android or iOS. You can download and avail the benefits. This is Success Sampath interacting with you. I'm from Chennai. With unique experience of that got exposed to the field of engineering, management, and legal education. With 25 years of experience in the field of coaching, shaping civil service aspirants. So with my team, I could the benefit, the results especially because of that, the milestone, of course, 250 plus results as IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS officials working in different parts of India and abroad as well. And you can also ask me, what's your vision, sir? Yes, my vision is to provide career solution by enabling Indian youth to begin at humble level, later to embrace the global community. Fortunately, this particular, that vision of mine is in alignment with Unacademy's vision. So we are working together to shape you so that you realize your dream. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also reach me through Telegram channel or even YouTube part of Unacademy using my ID, of course, Success Sampath or Sampath Irvengadam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is right time. And when I say a team, it's not only that myself and more than top educators of India, that working, to shape you so that you realize your dream. In UPSC Civil Service Examination, we got more than 15,000 courses, subject-specific module and duration-specific module. And not only that, under UPSC Civil Service Examination, we got Plus program and Iconic program. The Plus program, of course, here you have live classes, test series, unlimited practice sessions, and structured that schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, so advantages I'm talking about here, you can be part of either 12 months or 24 months program. Please use my referral code say success to avail maximum 10% discount. But we strongly recommend the Iconic program more than Plus program because here you got a unique feature called you will be allotted a personal mentor, and he or she will take care of especially understanding your nature, testing study planner, and personalized feedback. We that the very coach will give you, the mentor will give you, not only that, training you every day in terms of answer writing practices. Here too you have 12 months program or 24 months program. Please use my referral code say success to avail maximum 10% discount. Ladies and gentlemen, technically speaking, you end up paying mere, say, just, the 80 to 100 rupees, the per day basis if you calculate. It is not even your, the evening snacks expenditure, but, you ensure your career through that way. Yes. UPSC Civil Service Examination. Of course, that I appreciate and congratulate all the aspirants who wrote the very general studies this morning. And very purpose of our interaction today, we discuss, that the keys, answers for, that the morning questions, DS questions you have written, the prelims part of prelims 2020. This is, part of set C, or you call Series C. Ladies and gentlemen, so far we already discussed, that in two separate videos, the 25 questions, that each we provided solution. You please also watch those videos, that to understand the appropriate key or the outcome of our Unacademy tireless team, that. So it is that way. I think, now it's time for me to, to take you to the next level. Of course, from question number 51 to 80 questions, we are going to, that share the keys, part of this particular discussion. So it is not elaborate discussion, as I told you many times, that you've got separate elaborate discussion sessions. This is the purpose is to give you, solutions or keys so that you understand where do you stand. Do you join, the club of 80 to 90 or 70 to 80 or 60 to, that 70? It is that way. So the cat on the wall may not be there. So the anxiety will be over, so that, you can, that rest aside. The point is, you can take decision accordingly. This is right time, ladies and gentlemen. So there comes, that let me say once again, welcome to Unacademy. This is Success Sampath interacting with you. So let's move to the question number 51. With reference to the carbon, this is going to be, science and technology portions. Consider the following statements. For this particular question, all answers are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. About carbon nanotubes, it can be used as carrier, the carriers of drugs and antigens in the human body. Ladies and gentlemen, this can be made into artificial blood capillaries for an injured part of the human body. So of course, nanotubes, that the clue you get here, they can be used in biochemical sensors too. And carbon nanotubes are, biodegradable, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not, that against the environmental, that sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, this is right time. Let me take you to the next question, because, that we've got agenda that you'll be getting, that before you sleep, you'll get all the keys of today's, GS questions, that. So we want to give the appropriate keys. That's the very purpose, Of course, we want to be first and best with appropriateness. In the world of King Fu, speed and accuracy matters. Of course, that we practice here. Ladies and gentlemen, that way it's right time. Let's move to the next question. Of course, this is question number 52. This is about, that asking you to successfully carried out by using use of technology, by using drones. What are all the things you achieve? Of course, all, that not except the last one, that it is that way. And I think, at present level of technology, which are the above activities, just leave it. So answer is, of course, D. That spraying pesticides on crop field. Yeah, they extensive. It's the man thing. It has got limitation. Of course, you might be aware. Anthropogenic factor. Inspecting craters. That crater. That the great. That the void. You the active volcanoes. The point is, the given high hotness, the people may not approach. Of course, you use drones for that particular purpose, and zoom camera, you might be aware. So you would have watched all those National Geographic channel, you understood, and collecting, breath samples and from, that spouting whales, of course, for DNA analysis. So all things, that has got its own limitation, but you overcome that limitation through technology, especially by using of the drones. Of course, for the question number 52, answers 1 and 2, 3, that, that the key, of course, D for this particular question. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about, that having, that the laser antenna. So as to meet our purposes, that this is what, call, that evolved, that LISE, we call LISC experiment. The statement attributed that we are talking about, you just imagine, that near our planet of the Earth, when it is the solar system, that rotating and revolving around the sun, you just imagine, the laser based, like 3 aircraft carriers, that maintaining the triangular distance, of course, that to have that antenna effect, so that supports, the planet of the Earth more technologically. So the experiment will employ a trio spacecraft triangle that has sides of 1 million kilometer long. Ladies and gentlemen, it's possible only with laser shining between the craft, of course, we are talking about. The experiment is question, of course, that refers to evolved, that LISC, no doubt at all. I think you are already aware of this. I think it's right time. Let's go to the next question. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about, of course, asking you to identify the correct statements once again. The genetic changes can be introduced in the cells that produce, that eggs, and or sperms, that of the prospective parent. Of course, that's the right statement. A person's genome can be edited before birth. Even the Mark Zuckerberg talking about, why you're waiting for disease and you're entering into hospital. Why can't we, that be proactive, understanding the genome code so that you fix the issue there itself, ladies and gentlemen. So this is all, the part of, that the millennials we, that witness, part of 21st century. Of course, the person's genome can be edited at birth or before birth, of course, especially at the early embryonic stage we are talking about, so that that diseases can be cured that way. And it is that way the human induced pluripotent stem cells can be injected into the embryo of the pig we are talking about, that. So this is also correct, the ladies and gentlemen, the answer is D. It is for the question number 54. Let's move to the next question. What is the importance of using that pneumococcal, that the conjugate vaccines in India we are talking about? So given the fact we are working towards vaccination for the very COVID crisis, you might be aware, and it has got its own testing period, all these things. See, so once again, that the question related to the very vaccines we are talking about, but here the choice is only 1 and 2. Of course, that first 2 points are correct. These vaccines are effective against pneumonia as well as meningitis and sepsis we are talking about. Of course, part of the solution. The dependence on antibiotic that are not effective against drug-resistant bacteria. So, what is the thing? That when you got limitation because of this drug-resistant bacteria, of course, use of these vaccines, that, of course, so that can be reduced, the very effect we are talking about. Of course, 1 and 2, the choice, the question number 55, answer is B. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right time. Let's move to the next question. This is about public key infrastructure. So it is that way, that is used in the context of digital security. Ladies and gentlemen, even there was another question, that the cyber security, cyber insurance for individuals we are talking about. We are living in the world of, big data, artificial intelligence, robotics. This situation, that the technological edge we are talking about, that prompts when the society is becoming large and complex, parallelly the monitoring mechanism, that the deviations can be arrested in such a way by having robust mechanism that in place. It is that way. So the public key infrastructure used in the context of digital security infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be aware, given we are living in the world of cyber crimes, that cyber snooping, and you are under surveillance, you might be aware. It is that way. So 56 question number, of course, A. We are talking about which of the following statements are correct regarding the general difference between plant and animal cells. The very basic, of course, we take you to the world of NCERT. Of course, that you should not forget about the basic. It is that way. 1 and 3, of course, the choice. The plant cells have cellulose cell walls, that while animal cells do not. The basic difference we are talking about, that's correct. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the mature plant cell has one large that vacuole, while while animal cell has many small vacuoles. Of course, that's also correct. So we go with answer, of course, the question number 57, the C is your code. Please go for it. And which of the following are the reasons or factors for exposure to the benzene pollution? See, once again, you got a lot of questions based on economy, especially agriculture, resources available, and also this year question I'm talking about. And you are yet to taste the questions belonging to history, geography, I mean not geography, history, Indian politics, governance, and all. You're that you'll be getting that the next in line. So the benzene pollution, we are talking about the environmental degradation, all those stuffs. All these things are that given as justification. The automobile exhaust, tobacco smoke, the wood burning, the using varnish, that wooden furniture we are talking about, using products that made of polyurethane. Ladies and gentlemen, so all points are relevant to this. Of course, benzene pollution. Ladies and gentlemen, the factors or reasons responsible are exposure to the very benzene pollution we are talking about. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that as a justification for the question number 58. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that way. The next question: if another global financial crisis happens, according to various economists, the prediction you might be aware, for every 8 to 10 years, you can't escape from the global recession. That is the thing you might be aware. The near future, which of the following actions or policies most likely to give some immunity to India? Of course, that in what way you can protect yourself as a nation. Say India, it is of course not depending on short-term foreign borrowing. But the moment they demand or take away, it's over. So that's why you can't say that with somebody else's money you can't say you lead luxury life. Stand on your own. That's what Atmanirbhar, self-reliant economy. Got the point now? That too short term. If it is going to be long term, relatively you are safe. So they will put money, they will take away what they find money. Otherwise, that. So that's not real growth, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't say that you have grown with somebody else's money. Grow on your own. Maybe that's the thing we are talking about. That the question number, of course, for 59 answer is that yay, it is that way. If you withdraw that rupees, of course, that 10 lakhs in cash from your demand deposit, that account at your bank, the immediate effect on aggregate money supply in the economy. Hello, you are individual, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think Indian economy is that much weak to have impact. So that to leave it unchanged, it's not going to make that. So we are robust. You might be aware, the fifth largest economy, and in terms of purchasing power, we are the third largest in the world. And with $2.65 trillion, we are competing with that. You might be aware. So that otherwise, if economy is not struggling, even the COVID situation, we would have moved to the next level. Don't worry. So the days are ahead. It is that way. So question number 60, of course, the very D is the answer. It is right time. That's part of economy. With reference to the cultural history of India, which one of the following is the correct description of the term, paramitas? Ladies and gentlemen, it is that way. It's about, perfections whose attainment led to bodhisattva path. You might be aware, the ladies and gentlemen, belonging to, the very Buddhism world, bodhisattva path. You might be aware. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's about paramitas, that the perfections whose attainment led to the bodhisattva path. Ladies and gentlemen, that's part of your ancient India history. Of course, it is that way in the context of Indian history. Once again, the Rakh Bai case in 1884, talking about, the question is centered around it. Of course, that you talk about all these things. Women's right to gain education. It is that way, that even the Suganya Samriddhi Yojana scheme, today you are talking about. So women's right to gain education, and that age of consent we are talking about at marriage, ladies and gentlemen, and restitution of conjugal rights. That given the fact, right, even the gender gap indices, that we have done poor. And except human development index, even the global competitive index also we have gone bad. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be aware, of course, the government's responsibility. So this is about history. The history is conscious of gender justice. That in spite of that some bad incident happened in different parts of the world. So we are talking about that you can feel proud. So don't say that everything introduced that only in the modern world something happened in the past positively. Of course, the answer is D. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right time. Let me take you to the next level. Indigo cultivation in India declined by the beginning of 20th century because it's unprofitability in the world market. That when something is not profitable, naturally it go down. So the Karl Marx is more relevant. You might be aware what happened in the 20th century. The question is around because of new inventions. That indigo. You might be aware. So the innovation is the key. Innovation, creativity. If you don't update yourself, you can't withstand the competition. Of course, the indigo cultivation in India declined because of that new inventions came and unprofitability. More than that. So that's what we are worried about agriculture. Why is that way, ladies and gentlemen? So that Wellesley, Lord Wellesley, that you might be aware, that it is that way established Fort William College at Kolkata. You call today in a Calcutta, the past name. Of course, you might be aware. Why? The answer is he wanted to train British civilians for administrative purpose in India. You just imagine, not only that they came here to exploit us, and also that they made that officers to that ensure that exploitation was very smooth. Use the technology or advancement infrastructure in place to ensure that smooth exploitation under colonization. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, hope it's not happening in the name of globalization. Even that the international state system. Of course, we are very aware. That quite conscious about it. I think it is right time. So of 64, question number 64 for which of course answer is D. Ladies and gentlemen, this is right time. Let me take you to the next one. With reference to the history of India, of course, that the hooligan we are talking about, even that you got Birsa Munda revolt happened, even our tribal people, that you have to understand, that's why it's a broad-based movement we had. India's independent movement, people from all walks of life participate, irrespective of religion, irrespective of that ethnic identity. That even the Birsa Munda Bhavan you have got in Ahmedabad, of course, that the very Gujarat, the Gandhi-Nagar, even Birsa Munda University, we honor him that way. It is that way. So, Ulgulan we are talking about, or Great Tumult, that we are talking about, is the description of which of the following events? None other than Birsa Munda revolt happened between 1899 to 9. That of course 1900. Ladies and gentlemen, this is that you might be aware of our tribal people, our own native indigenous people's participation to get liberated. The so-called bow and arrow technology they used in such a way. So, that a great salute to our own, that people. That way, it's right time. With reference to the scholars or literatures of, ancient India, consider the following statements. Okay. Is that way, that Panini, no, nothing wrong. So, Amarasimha, of course, that it's gone. Kalidasa associated with Chandragupta too. Of course, that sounds relevant, ladies and gentlemen. This is, that right answer for the question number 66C. I think it is right time. Let's move to the next question. In the context of recent advances in the human reproductive technology, pro-nuclear transfer is used for pro-nuclear transfer. We're talking about human reproductive technology, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a part of science and technology is used for prevention of mitochondrial diseases in the offspring, ladies and gentlemen. So it is that way, of course, our proactiveness towards, that limiting, otherwise, the preventing, that especially the offspring from mitochondrial diseases, part of the solution. Once again, pro-nuclear transfer. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be aware the question number, that 67, for which it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Of course, D is the answer. It is that way. And I hope you understand. It is right time. So the question number 68, with the present state of development of artificial intelligence, can effectively do which of the following? Of course, the question is in such a way where we bring, that all the answers, that bring down electricity consumption in industrial units. Of course, use of artificial intelligence. That it's that way. And hope you would have watched, that Robo movie. If you bring, that the humans employ in the, that the military purpose, of course, the feelings missing when the field artificial intelligence incorporated, what will happen? But that talks about negativity. Of course, it has got its own positivity. Bring down electricity consumption in industrial units. Of course, good. Because that you need to wait for anthropogenic factor, human factor to turn off everything. So it will take care. Create meaningful short stories and song. Fantastic creativity. That in the world of that very literature, even entertainment, of course. So to disease, that diagnosis, of course, we are talking about, that's cool. And text to speech conversion, which is happening already. Of course, that happens. The wireless transmission of, hope I'm not doing that artificial intelligence job now. So the wireless transmission of, that electrical energy, of course, thanks to Tesla, we are talking about it is that will the German. So all the points are, relevant. Artificial intelligence can effectively do all this, that the factors fantastically. Of course, answer is D. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the right time. Let's move. Yes, visible light communication. That we are talking about VLC technology. So that very well. It is of course the statements that related to that VLC technology we are talking about. So except two, VLC is known as wrong. That long range optical. That wire communication. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's wrong. The world of communication technology we talk about VLC. You are well aware. So wherever two is available, you just that rejected, elimination. Got the answer. I think fantastic. The VLC uses electromagnetic spectrum with wavelengths, of course, 375 to 780 nanometer, right? And VLC can transmit, of course, large amount of data faster than Bluetooth. We are talking about the effective communication. We are talking about we are living in the world of advanced, fast communication and reliable communication. That's very important. That there comes that the cyber security mechanism, and beyond that, so you also talk about that no electromagnetic interference. That's very important. The free from that all round disturbances talking about. So free from that, of course, the very interference that causes data loss and data corruption. You might be aware. So 1, 3, 4. Question number 69, VLC, visible light communication. You got that choice, of course, C. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right time. Let's move. With reference to blockchain technology, consider the following statement. Ladies and gentlemen, so 1 and 3. Of course, we talk about that. So it's a public ledger. Blockchain technology, you might be aware. We are talking about that bitcoins, blockchain technology. These and all. Along with the artificial intelligence, robotics, and big data. You talk about it is that way. So it's evergreen. That all advancement in the field of science and technology. It is a public ledger that everyone can inspect, but which that no single use can that controls. Because it is that way. That it is the control key is not given to that the individual. It is that way. It's fantastic. We talk about, and also that this is right, and also applications that depend on the basic features of the blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. That's fantastic. That we are talking about. So it is that way, ladies and gentlemen. That let's stay with 1 and 3. This is of course that. So the question number 70, of course, the answer is D. So with reference to the history of India, consider the following pairs. So I think I'm just reading all the that research and developments outcome, the very keys. That, ladies and gentlemen, that you have your own corrections parallelly. It is that way. 2 and 3. What is that? That so you are asked to identify that the correct match here is that way. The first one is wrong. Aurang in charge of, no, it is wrong. Actually, it is that way. The Banian, Indian agent of East India Company, of course, Banian talk about, of course, Mirasdar, designated revenue payer to the state. Of course, even in South, the Tamil Nadu called Mirasudar, Mitta Mirasudar. Hope you're aware. Of course, 2 and 3 correct. Of course, answer is B. The first one is wrong. So it is right time. Let me take you to the next level. Of course, what is that? 72. With reference to the religious history of India, that consider the following statements, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about that way. Yes. So here too, we talk about that the first one is wrong. That Staviridian, Stavira we are talking about. Of course, belong to Mahayana Buddhism. That comes that wrong part here. 2 and 3. So that you talk about this particular that Lokata Vridin. That Lokata you talk about that sect which was an offshoot of that Mahasangika sect of Buddhism. This is part of that I think you got second question belonging to this Buddhism, ladies and gentlemen. It is that way. And even deification of Buddha, making that this question came in the previous year also. The Mahayana Buddhism started treating Buddha as God. You might be aware. So it is that way. Mahasangika's offshoot, the sect, that even well, Buddhism, when you talk about that Hinayana Mahayana, this is related to Mahayana, and especially we are talking about it is that way, ladies and gentlemen. Answer is B. Question number 72, answer is B. Right time. Let me take you to the next question. Which of the following statements correctly explains the impact of industrial revolution on India during the first half of the 19th century? Because that, of course, because of the industrial revolution, all our raw materials, it became feeding ground. So ultimately, what happened? That the match with which that industrial revolution, the advancement of the products with which India could not match, and the people's taste, mass production led to mass consumption. The Indian handicrafts, that were ruined. That is the impact, that could not withstand the pressure from industrial revolution that affected cottage-based industries. You might be aware. So it is ultimately, it is not wrong. It is right actually. This is the key for this particular thing. Of course, these are all relevant. That most appropriateness. They taken into account, ladies and gentlemen. For the question number 33, the choice, of course, that the key A. It is right time. Consider the following events in the history of India. So the correct chronological order, they are asking you the starting from the earliest time, that correct chronological order. Of course, I think, that goes with first one, Pallava power, Mahendra Varman especially, that becomes first. And also the Pala dynasty by Gopala, the second, of course, you talk about. Then you go for Pratiharas under King Bhoja, we are talking about. And of course, the final one, Chola power, by Parantaka, you might be aware, the part of, that the South India. It is that way, ladies and gentlemen. So 2413 is appropriate order from earliest time and to the later period. Of course, answer is C. Answer is C, ladies and gentlemen. So the question number 74, the key is, that C. That's right. Let me take you to the next question. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the hundi, generally referred to the sources of, post-Harsha period? Hundi, that even the temple you got hundi, hundial in Tamil. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, something related to money. Of course, that the negotiable instrument act in the modern day world you call. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing, the diary, advisory, rejected, the feudal lord, subordinates, nothing. Of course, bill of exchange. Is that way, fantastic. So it is that way, that post Harsha period, especially. So 75, of course, the choice is the key is that C, and it is Deshar Katha, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the history once again written by that you talk about Sakaram Ganesh, that Yuskar, that you talk about, ladies and gentlemen, during freedom struggle, and consider the following statements for that particular purpose. Of course, here you have to stick with answer A, that talks about 1 and 2. Why? It went against the colonial states, that hypnotic conquest of mind. Wow, that's that is the thing. And not only that, it inspired the performance of Swadeshi street plays and folk songs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that way. And Deshar Katha, and Sakaram, the Ganesh and Deuskar, that written by, that we are talking about Sakaram Ganesh Deuskar. So Katha, Prema Katha Charita, na, it is that Deshar Katha. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right time. The question number 76, for which answer, of course, the key A. Let's move to next one, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. You might be aware, that we are talking about. So included which of the following? Of course, one, two, invitation to Congress, that to participate in the round table conference. Mahatma Gandhi participated in the only second round table conference. But Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Dr. Ambedkar, that they participate in all three conferences. You might be aware. Is that way the first one that happened in London? You might be aware. That is the thing where Winston Churchill spoke. I don't like to see the half-naked fight here, insulting our great Mahatma Gandhi. You might be aware. So invitation to Congress to participate, round table conference. You are aware, of course. Withdrawal of ordinances promulgated in connection with civil disobedience movement. Of course, these are all, the measures encouraging to some extent, happened in the past. Of course, yes, independence movement. Not only that, the release of, that only those prisoners who were not, that they changed with violence. That it is that way. Of course, that goes with, the key 1, 2, of course, the 4. Ladies and gentlemen, for the question number 77, of course, the answer is B. We are talking about this is the right time. Let me take you to the next one. The Vital, that with one suck, the first monthly journal to have the untouchable, the people as its target audience. You just imagine, that Gopal Baba, you talk about, that Palankar, you talk about, it is that way, ladies and gentlemen, that they've given, that even Ambedkar for that particular purpose, even Mahatma Gandhi, all, that untouchables, that Harijans, the children of God, even Jyoti Babali, it's relevance there, but the point is this is appropriate answer. Of course, this is, target audience, of course, happen to be untouchable people. That the social distance, you got constitutional correction today, Article 70, ladies and gentlemen, abolition of untouchability. Of course, that you talk about it is right time, 78, question number, answer is A. With reference to the history of India, the terms, that you talk about, Kulya Vapa and also, Drona Vapa. And, we are talking about it is Vapa, Drona Vapa, Kulya Vapa, measurement of land. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is historical terms, there some terms is that way. I think it is right time. Let me take you to the final question of this particular video. Who among the following, the rulers, that advised his subjects through this inscription? Whosoever prizes his religious sect or blames other sects out of, that excessive devotion to his, see, your devotion should not be at the cost of somebody else's sect. So that becomes ism. So with a view of, glorifying his own sect, he rather injures, that his own sect very seriously. He's thinking, he's glorifying his own, but, it causes damage. Ladies and gentlemen, so be responsible. That's the message given by Ashoka. So, given the fact India is unity in diversity, you might be aware, that feel proud about that proudness should not be at the cost of somebody else. That's the point we are talking about. Given fact, communalism, religious fundamentalism, forced religious conversion, of course, that we don't want to see this particular practice, that thanks to, that very Ashoka, we embrace Buddhism and practice Dhamma policy, you might be aware, very Kalinga war, that changed his mind. Of course, that he spoke about ill effects of religion. Otherwise, well, for the great men, religion is a tool for connecting people. For small men, religion, that is a tool for dividing people, very well. It's that way. So hope let's understand that spirit and behave accordingly. That's fantastic message, that started from the days of, Ashoka. Ladies and gentlemen, so for the question number 80, answer is yay. Okay. So, and I think it is right time, that we discuss question number 51, because I told you many times, the very purpose is to share keys, not to discuss in an elaborated manner, and we will have, future sessions separately for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will meet again, once again for another, with another video to finish that, pending 20 questions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is right time, that welcome to Unacademy. Hitherto, that you interacted with Success Sampath, please use my referral code, that to avail 10% discount. Please go for Iconic program to benefit more. Welcoming you all very best. Welcome to Unacademy. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your passions. Thanks for the wonderful, that especially interaction so far, that appreciate you. Good night. Thank you.